Okay, let's move on to the career.
Career insights, yeah, for sure. So career insights is a little bit different. So academic insights that I've just been talking about is about what is life like at university? What is it like studying at Oxford or Cambridge? Career insights looks at what happens after university. So what are the potential careers available to students? So this again is a 2-week program, but it's only available for 16 to 18-year-olds. And instead of taking place in Oxford or Cambridge, it takes place in the centre of London. So it's a little bit more modern. It's a little bit more engaging, and obviously it takes place in a different city. And I think something that's really interesting about Career Insights is we have a big philosophy on this program about experiential learning. So that's like learning through experiences. So lots of practical things, lots of hands-on work, and so on. So, and I'll come to what that means in just a moment. But we have 4 subjects available. So not as many as academic insights, but we have business, engineering, medicine, and law for next summer. So this is the timetable. So you can see the timetable is a little bit different and a little bit more confusing than the academic insights one in Cambridge and Oxford, where it's nicely laid out and every day is the same. Here you can see there's various different colors and so on. So this is the engineering program as a sample timetable. And just to give you a bit of an insight into what these sort of colors mean. So the sort of lighter blue colors are called project sessions. So similar to academic insights, students are working on a project where they're going to be solving a problem. But we also have lots of these industry workshops and site visits. So for example, we do a workshop with the Dyson Institute. Dyson make vacuum cleaners, and they talk about innovation in the world. We then go to the Jaguar Land Rover car manufacturing plant. And engineering students can see how these vehicles are put together, how they get tested, and so on. We do a workshop with Transport for London, who are the people that run the London Metro, the London Underground, and so on and so forth. I think I actually have another slide here, which gives a bit of an example for some of the other subjects. We do these practical workshops with established brands as well. So people that hopefully most nationalities have heard of, definitely British people. So for law program, as an example, students will go to the Royal Courts of Justice. So these are like our high courts, and they do a tour of what the courts look like and how it all works behind the scenes. And then we do a mock trial. So some students are the prosecution, some of the defendants, there's jury, and they kind of act out how a trial would work. And then, maybe the next day they are going to the Houses of Parliament, where Big Ben is, and they do a tour of the Houses of Parliament, and they do a workshop on debating, and also learn about how Parliament creates the laws that then the rest of the country must follow. And then another one there is the Inns of Court. So in London, the inns are where the lawyers have their offices, basically. So solicitors and barristers and clerks and all of this. And we do a little workshop with some solicitors and lawyers who give a talk about how they got into the legal profession, their tips on, if you want to be a lawyer, this is what you should be studying, this is what you should be working on, this is what my normal day looks like. And it's a fantastic sort of question and answer opportunity for students.
Okay. Looks really practically helpful.
Yeah, exactly. I think, as I say, I think it's really good for students to do things and learn by doing. And that's why the program takes place in London, because of course, London is a much bigger city, but there is so much more available to do and to see in London.
Okay, if they stay in London, which hotel or which dormitory are they going
to good question. So we are staying in University of London accommodation. In fact, University College London accommodation as well, which is another great university. And it's in the city centre. City centre is still quite a big place, but it's in Zone 1, which is the sort of middle part of the city, very close to a London Underground station. So lots of transport links. And I think, you know, a really interesting part is that it's all single ensuite bedrooms as well.
At least we know it's at the great location. I think it's near all the museum stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So it's walking distance to like the British Museum, Covent Garden, and so on. So it is in a really great location.
So students cannot be bored. If they have extra time,
Yeah, and I think something as well, just going back to the timetable, is we are in London. So students will also take advantage of being in London. So the evenings we go to various different places for activities. So we don't really do on-site activities. You know, we will go to, you know, dinner at the Hard Rock Cafe, or we do a visit to a West End show where they go and see a musical, and, you know, they get to sort of live London life a little bit more and really experience it that way.
Okay, great. But for this program, are they going to have the similar system as the academic insights? Like they're going to have mentor?
Yes, exactly the same system. So we still have mentors and a college manager. The tutors will be non-residential as well.
The ratio is the same as well. One mentor to take care of.
Yeah, everything's the same.
Is there any advice from you if students are between 16 and 18?
Yeah. Really interesting.
Yeah, which one will be better for career?
Well, there's two options. So we do have some people that are coming for 4 weeks, and so they will do 2 weeks in Oxford and then 2 weeks in London, for example. So that is always an option. But, you know, a lot of people ask me a similar question, like, should I go to Oxford or Cambridge? You know, and for that question, my answer is, you know, the two cities are quite similar. It's really up to you. You know, the programs are exactly the same in both Oxford and Cambridge. Now, if you're deciding between Oxford, Cambridge, and London, of course, the London program is a little bit different as well. You know, again, it's very difficult to give wide sweeping advice because every student is individual. Everyone has different motivations and different ambitions. I think the most important thing is to think about, you know, if you're a student, do you want to get an insight into university life and start thinking about university? Or are you thinking ahead already about what happens after university? And different students are different. So there's hopefully the right program for everybody.
Both of them, they look very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough choice, hopefully, a difficult decision.
Your answer could be the most accurate answer. Like if you're into university life, then choose the academic insights. If you want to see what's actually happening in the world, then maybe career insights is the answer for the students.
Exactly.